What the fuck?
He got mad. I texted him and I said, about as good as Darkness Falls. And he said, fuck you, not close. And then I didn't text him back. He couldn't take it.
I was stewing
He
on
texted
it.
me back and goes, take it back. I said, never. And he's like, if you think Darkness Falls is as bad as The Last Exorcism 2, you're slow.
Darkness Falls, in your opinion, should be like a 3. And this movie is no 3.
No, I think it's just crap that came out between
basically 2013.
I saw this with my wife.
In the theater?
That's why you fuckers had to watch this.
Oh.
I've been holding that
paid
inside.
for this.
Yeah, because I saw the first one with her, and we both agreed the first one was alright.
That's found footage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
so
they ditched that.
right away I'm like,
What is her dad doing in this movie?
I have no idea.
I don't know if he's a ghost.
I think he's the one trying to seduce
What
her.
is he?
I don't know.
Yeah. Was this supposed to be an R movie and they cut it down because there was so much sex talk?
Yes.
There's fucking moaning through hotel walls
she's
like the
having-
whole time.
The
I'm
answer-
like,
also
The
having-
answer is yes. This movie was going to be released as it was going to be released as R, but they pushed it back to January, and they thought we want to get as many people in the seats as we can, so they cut it down to a PG-13.
And you know what? This movie is made for $5 million. It made 15. These movies will
I
continue
paid for
to
it.
be. These movies will continue to be
this
made.
is your fault.
It is.
It is.
This is when
Stop
I started.
this.
This is when I stopped going to see
Real
movies.
quick.
This guy went to a park, okay, to shoot himself, and he had, I think he came with 4 bullets. 4 bullets. He wanted to kill himself. He came with 4 bullets in case
Well,
he didn't kill himself the first time.
the first 3 times apparently.
He didn't. He shot himself 4 times and wouldn't die.
Oh my god. In
Where
the
did he
head?
shoot himself?
In the head, in the chest. He couldn't die. That's how pathetic he was. He was so pathetic that he shot himself 4 times in an attempt to commit suicide and couldn't die.
Oh.
Hey everyone, let's start off in a good mood, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John,
Ben.
Cobra.
and I picked for this terrible movie month, The Last Exorcism Part 2.
So, Cobra, you quickly pointed out something. Just in the title alone.
Last
Yeah.
and 2. That doesn't make sense.
No, it's not a good recipe, and it's PG-13.
Yeah, which, like I said, it was originally supposed to be R. It got pushed back to January, and in order to put more people in the seats, they took out some stuff and made it PG-13.
So, John, you're part of the problem.
I went and saw this in theaters.
So this movie was made for $5 million and it grossed 15. So they
This-
made a $10 million profit.
Yeah, not right. They should not have.
This
But
movie
you
I paid
were
for
part
it.
of that profit.
I did.
Okay.
This was at the very end of me not being careful about what movies I chose.
You were going to the theaters to see anything at this point?
Any horror movie that came out that looked remotely okay. And let me say, the first one is pretty good.
Yeah, you said you saw the first one.
Yeah, it was.
It's found footage.
And that's what.
Man.
Well, that's the thing. I went in here and I'm watching the first 5 minutes of this, where we get some people who disappear immediately, and there's no found footage. Who are these people?
Yeah, they switched this one.
And I'm like, this isn't going to be the same thing, is it? And I had no idea how far of a departure this would be. And they do some cuts from the first one,
Were there as
which
many?
are bad.
And some flashbacks.
Yeah.
Were there as many jump scares in the first one as this
There
one?
wasn't that many.
Because this is
It's chock full
inundated.
of them.
There's nothing in the
Inundated?
first one that even.
Inundated.
Inundated, I
Yeah.
think.
That's why I like the first one. It's a little bit different. It takes like a different turn, a different approach at things. And it's found footage, so it's filmed like shit.
Yeah.
But everything else about it's pretty good. This,
My notes on the first page basically are just jump scare marks when
Georgia.
they occur. because
flashback.
there's really no story. It's just what you can just throw at the camera screen.
Well, this starts off, they're panning to a house and there's a dead rabbit, and then we go into a bedroom, and...
What the fuck
Who are these people?
is this?
Yeah, it jumps right in.
It's the end. This is the ending of a movie. This would be the ending of a movie. This
isn't
guy
even
and
this
his
movie.
wife.
I think somebody accidentally stuck a sliver of another movie in here.
What is
It could
this?
Ugh.
It's a guy, man and woman in bed. She gets out of bed to go get something.
A shower.
And he thinks that she's...
Still in bed.
In
Because
bed.
there's
She
a presence.
comes back and something comes back.
They do
Well, there's a
the-
presence in the
They
bed.
do the background trick where something's in the background moving around. Yeah.
And you think it's her, but then she comes out of the shower, and he realizes, oh, if you're there, what's
What's behind me?
What's behind me?
And something wrestles under the bed and bites
Bites
him.
her.
Bites him in the leg. This is the 4 minutes in, we get our first jump scare. And then we get another one at the same scene.
5 minutes in, we get one.
Another minute and a half later, we get another jump scare. But we find out he gets bit in the leg. But then they go into the kitchen.
She's
and they
up on the counter.
find this girl up on the counter, tucked in behind the refrigerator almost.
Is that her?
That's what I was wondering.
It didn't look like her.
No.
That's why you think
Is that
it's
supposed to
different.
be Nell?
That's why
And
you-
is that why
Oh,
is
man.
her Nell?
Yeah,
No, I
Nell.
think
Because she's
it's her
wild thing like Jodie
Chicken.
Foster.
Did you ever see that movie
No.
with Nell, Jodie Foster? Where
No.
she's a feral.
Yeah, is that why
Human?
this girl's name is Nell?
No, I have no idea.
No.
So that's why you think it could be a different movie.
Yeah, okay, if it is her, that makes sense. That makes that scene make a tiny bit more sense.
But it's still like the ending of a movie to
'Cause it didn't look-
jumpstart this movie. It's
Well,
like, why would
okay,
look
I can
like
tell
her.
you what happened at the beginning or the end of the first one to explain why she's running around.
Fire.
She thinks she's possessed, and there's a guy running around taking videos of him doing fake exorcisms to prove that what's in them doesn't exist, because then they're happy and they feel better. So they go to this house, and she actually is... She thinks
Possessed.
she's possessed. She's pregnant, and
How'd she get pregnant?
She got pregnant from somebody in town.
We get that in here where she has a love interest.
Oh
and she
my
claims
God.
I never had a boyfriend. I was pregnant once.
I
Yeah.
thought
Or at
I
least
was.
I think I was.
I told you I was nuts.
I can't explain
Run
that.
away, kid. Run away.
She
Worst
was
pickup
she
line ever.
claims she wasn't, but she was impregnated by somebody in town. So the documentary people leave, and they come back and she's contorting. That's the video you see later.
Ugh.
And so they think they get her cured. They leave again, and as they're leaving, they see somebody running. So they follow the person, and there's this huge bonfire, and the baby that's inside Nell comes out. They throw
Where?
it into a fire.
How's this baby come out? Normal? Normal birth?
It's screeching, but it comes out normal birth.
Okay.
It's from a faraway shot. They zoom in with their cameras.
I didn't know if it was an alien
No,
burst
but
out.
it comes out and it's like real weird and shrieking. So they throw it into the fire.
As you would.
The fire explodes. This thing comes out of it. Everybody starts running,
So any
and
baby
everything gets slaughtered.
any baby birth screaming should be thrown into a fire.
I think so.
Okay.
I
What
think
you
so.
just described and you said was a good movie, that does not make sense.
The movie's good until
A good
things
movie?
start exploding
That
into
does not
fires.
make.
But well, it's better than this. I mean, it's much better than
This
this.
is-
Well, this
bad.
first 10-minute scene, not even 10, maybe 7 or 8 minutes, where this couple finds her up on the counter. This guy gets bit in the leg. You see the cut, but then we never see them again. Does he get infected? Like,
And I think he turns her into that place, is what happens.
well, yeah, he does.
He's not going to get infected. She's not infected. She's possessed by a demon.
Is she? She's wearing a cross of necklace at
She-
one point, but
She
doesn't seem to
might
have
be-
a problem.
That's the thing. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Well,
What
okay.
is she?
I don't
So,
know.
Throughout this movie, they kind of they try to veer from the typical possession genre.
Yeah, they let her be normal for 1 hour of this movie.
But then they bring back some of those old tropes, the birds flying into a window.
Oh my
or-
god, they bring all the tropes in.
It's, I don't know what.
Is this the one with the fly that kept showing up?
Yeah. I
course
just don't.
it did.
Yeah, that's
Why
another.
wouldn't it?
That's another trope that but I wasn't sure what this movie wanted to be.
No,
And
it's
the
a fucking mess.
not only that, but the dialogue, like the two black girls and the white girl that she hangs out with, and all the
What
like.
the fuck are they? Who are they?
penis
What are they
jokes.
doing?
Part of
like-
they're just in this halfway house with her.
But they,
Yeah.
This is like a halfway house for teenage girls run by an old man.
I thought,
Like-
honest to God, I thought she was 25 at first. I was like, what?
Well, she might be. I mean,
She's
the halfway
fucking
house.
old. But then later shot, she looked younger. But like in the original, she like was old.
She has a
looking.
very weird accent. I don't know what she's going for. This is in the South, so is this
And
her
she's not
southern
pretty, is
accent
she?
attempt?
What is she?
No.
No.
But she's supposed to look like somebody who hasn't been in the world very much.
It reminds me
Because
of kind of like
she was
Carrie
cut
a
off.
little bit.
She was cut off in the first one. Her dad homeschooled her.
Of course.
So.
What's her dad in this one? Did he burn in a fire in the first
All
one?
right.
Is he alive?
He's
Is he a
dead.
ghost?
Her
What
dad's
the
dead,
fuck?
so I don't know what he's doing. There's times when he like physically moves her around.
Yeah.
Well, that. And then physically gets attacked by
Some
something.
demon thing. And then that girl is like.
Is that just her
"Aw."
dreams?
Oh my god, this movie is.
I have no idea.
There's parts of it that are starting to come together now for me that don't make it any better.
Well-
It's starting to make sense, but that just means it's stupid.
So
She's seeing a fight between a demon and somebody trying to save her in like another realm.
But why
Thank
is
you
that?
for relaying that
why
to us,
was
movie
the,
director.
Why was the girl that's real all of a sudden the demon, and then she's back to normal after
that's
the
why I
dream
don't know.
sequence?
I think
I don't know.
she's.
That blonde girl, is she always a demon?
I think she's just dreaming.
It's
all in her
so
head.
fucking those masked people that chase her, and then when it was revealed to her that it's her. What the fuck?
Is any of this taking place in an actual reality?
I hate this movie. I
It's
hated
fucking
everything
stupid.
about
It's
it.
fucking stupid.
So we get through that first 7 or 8 minute scene. She gets turned over to authorities. We see her in a hospital. She's in a bathtub.
Freaking
being
out.
bathed.
Some
She's
woman.
in a catatonic state.
It's cutting
There's
her
a
hair.
nurse who cuts her hair and steals a piece of it.
Hey.
That goes nowhere.
Can you,
Was that the nurse
Is
at
that
the
the
end?
same woman at the end?
Yep. Godsmack.
What?
That's voodoo.
That's true.
That black woman, that nurse, is doing voodoo
I
stuff.
didn't even
She
know that that's
tests
the one.
hair.
That's the one
and
at
that's-
the end.
Yeah, she has her two friends come over. She's like, we can get rid of this
Yeah.
by voodoo.
She said she's been watching
Because
it
they're
since
going to
she got
put
there.
the spirit
But
in the
she-
chicken and kill it.
I-
Which is voodoo, because that's what they do in Weekend at Bernie's 2 to get him to dance.
You are in the power of the move. You are in the power of the move.
The Mobu. She does voodoo. It's true.
While watching Honey Boo Boo.
That's not true.
So yeah, I have problems with those people that are quote trying to help her at the end. She is very trusting. Somebody comes out of the blue and says, "Hey,
That
we're
woman
a
tried to
secret
kill her.
society. We've been watching you. We're gonna exorcise this out of you."
Well,
I
wait
thought they
till
were
we
gonna
get
kill
there,
her at
though.
the end.
Wait, because holy.
None of it makes sense.
No.
So
The old man around the halfway house is like, here's a cross. I found this in your possession.
Do you
but,
want it?
Yeah, but you really need to think about it and
did he say
do you
like,
trust your religion? Because I'll give it to you if you do, but if not, then what is this guy doing?
I don't know.
Is
He's
he
the
trying
worst.
to push?
His methods and his theories are fucking just stupid. He's like, everybody has a past. You write in a book. He's awful. He's like, it didn't really happen. There's videos of it on the internet. It didn't really happen though. We
He doesn't
brought you
know.
in from
Does he know-
somewhere where everyone died, but it didn't really
Does
happen.
he know her past though?
Yes.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Everyone on YouTube knows her past.
Well, yeah, we get that too.
Oh,
Where
it's-
the other girls at the halfway house.
Thanks for
they-
modernizing this movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say
YouTube.
that's all that was about was trying to modernize it.
Well, the blonde-haired girl starts listening to music with her. We get some fart rock, and then
We get some weird laughs like
yeah.
music coming out of this thing in my ear.
Yeah, so this blonde, curly-haired fuck girl is gonna be her friend,
sort of.
who turns into a demon later.
Yeah.
But then turns back.
But what the fuck?
We get
You should get punched by each of us for making us watch this.
He was supposed to pick a bad movie.
Yeah, I did my homework here. I knew what I was going for.
You could have picked anything from this time period. Dead Silence. Oh, we've already
one,
done that
no.
one.
That sounds
Darkness
just- well,
Falls. Oh, we already did that one.
both better than this. Way better.
Yeah, I agree. This is bottom.
Do you
barrel
know what you
shit.
watched here?
This is all the same shit.
No.
Yes,
This
it
is
is.
The
same
other
shit.
two had storyline and plot. This had nothing. It had characters showing up, leaving, a pretend boyfriend, maybe a
Doing
demon.
nothing.
Maybe he kills himself later, and the only thing
you
that I
think-
consider
I was
horror in
convinced he
this
was going to
movie.
seduce her and be the
That's-
kid. The
that-
kid.
Yeah, that's what they
Well,
made
he
it out
kills
to
himself.
That was his role in this movie because she keeps dreaming. She has these flashbacks or slash dreams of her father. Her father is like the doomsayer, you know, coming to warn you. And he keeps talking about don't let him
be.
seduce
He's
you.
gonna seduce you.
And
Well,
so I
show
think-
me a titty then.
Well, I think you're supposed to believe that that boyfriend was.
I think
Because
he
they
is
cut
supposed
to
to
it.
be
The
it.
very next scene is those two in the hallway.
Yeah.
So.
So that's, I mean, it's a piss poor job.
What I
of-
think happens is a
convincing.
demon can only be refused 5 times, and once he got rejected 5 times, he had to take his own life.
What are you
Beetlejuice?
talking about?
Wait, where did you get that?
I think you just made it up.
I did. Why else would this kid kill himself? Clearly, this movie made him out to be the seductive one, because who else seduces her?
Can you say seductive?
Seductive one.
So,
Does anyone else seduce her in this movie?
No.
no.
The guy at the church tries to, but that doesn't work out.
Yeah, but that's
gotta let him in.
that's a
Weird.
I've been waiting all
One
day
of
in this
us-
empty church for someone to come in to rape.
one
Right?
of us was raised Catholic, so I can't go.
The guy was not wearing a collar, for
But-
the record.
That
I
looked
think
like
he's
a
just
Catholic.
hanging out in there waiting.
It may look like a Catholic church, but that guy was not wearing a collar. That was not a priest. That was a preacher who was rapey.
I guess I did put down
Probably
pastor.
Methodist.
I called him a pastor, so never mind.
Are
Cut
we-
that.
Okay, this Mardi
Not
Gras.
to say the priests aren't raping.
Yeah, New Orleans looks alright. Like I like some of the music, but they didn't play enough bluesy.
Hey, it's Georgia.
Uh-uh.
You know
Oh,
it-
it's Savannah, isn't it?
It's 100% Georgia, which made me. I was like, why
What is this then?
Why is New Orleans going on in
Is there a big
Georgia?
New Orleans culture and
It's like
Yeah,
that.
I have that.
Savannah?
Yeah, no, I have that on my notes. I'm like, why are they partying like it's New Orleans Mardi Gras in Georgia?
this whole movie I'll be going, New Orleans looks nice.
I could have swore it was New Orleans. Voodoo, Mardi Gras.
Are you sure she
parades.
wasn't found in Georgia, but her halfway house was New Orleans?
In I don't
That
know.
has to be it.
That has to be.
Does it? Maybe
Yes.
somebody look that up. We don't even have a computer here today.
Uh,
What happened? Did you sell it?
No. It's just not down here.
It's a random question.
Well, why is it not down here? It's always down here. You got bored in the shower the other day, and he's like, bored.
So
Well, yeah, but that's not why it's not down here.
so we get a quick run through of about I don't know, I guess
Where is-
3 to 4 months where she's
We get a
seems to be getting
montage.
she's getting better. She's socializing. She has a motel cleaning.
It's not a montage. It's a voiceover. I'm sorry, a
Yeah.
voiceover.
She has a job.
Yeah, she's working as a maid, huh?
Yeah.
House.
So and she's hanging out with her new friends, and that's why I thought this was New Orleans because there's a Mardi Gras scene.
They run into a metal guy.
Oh yeah, that was another jump scare.
Yeah, there's a parade going on.
Is that the 805 jump scare or the 2020 jump scare?
I think the 2020.
Okay.
Dumb metal guy. What happened?
We get a lot of those. I don't know what kind of masks they're called. You see them in New Orleans
Oh my god.
Mardi Gras celebrations.
I hope one of you
But-
do know what I'm talking about with the end.
One of them's a ripoff of the Joker from
Yeah.
Dark Knight. Am I right?
Yeah. WCW. I don't know what this was, but I've seen
That's you.
a meme or something of
Some
it.
wrestling guy.
Where Sting, there's somebody standing there with a mask, a white and black mask, right? And he takes off the mask, and he's just got white and black makeup that's exactly the same as the mask. I think it was Sting that did this. And that's what this reminded me of.
Wow.
Like Razor Ramon, whoever he ended up being later, was he after he was Razor Ramon?
Razor Ramon.
Who was he after Razor Ramon?
Yeah, he was
Oh,
in
he
WCW
was
somebody
his
else.
real name, Scott Hall.
Scott Hall is in the background going like this, freaking the fuck out because he couldn't believe that Sting was under a Sting mask. It was
Razor's
oh.
Edge.
It was a great move.
Oh,
A lot of great wrestlers. I actually had NWO New World Order shirt, the red one, not the white one.
Right.
Mine was with Conan. He was in it. and I don't remember who
I think that
else.
Hulk Hogan just colored his beard black. His beard black.
I
and
hated
so
Hulk
blonde.
Hogan when he was in WCW. What they made him, but he hated it too. He hated Eric Bishop. I remember seeing the thing. It was like, it was like a thing that was like live, and Hogan.
Your mustache curled up into your mouth.
It does. My mustache curls. I don't know why. Hogan was like, Bishop came out and said something. Hogan was like, this is why the fucking company's going under, because the way you run things, and he dropped the mic and just walked out.
That
I was
wasn't
like,
acted.
ooh. No, it was like a real thing. That's why, like, that was when WCW was like,
I refuse,
Really
hitting rock
I refuse to
bottom.
believe anything in wrestling is real. So.
That was actually real.
Was that kind of a Donald Trump off-script grab her by the pussy moment that was actually captured on, mistakenly captured on?
Poor
film?
Billy Bush lost his job on the Today Show because of that.
Yeah, and The Apprentice is still on.
So why
Arnold's doing
shouldn't
it.
Billy Bush get his
Pretty
job
awesome.
back?
I would think. I feel bad for Billy Bush.
Just because he was there and he like laughed, they fired him.
Did
Like
you
the
see-
next day, as soon as that recording came out.
Did you see Trump said you can trust him with secrets because he wouldn't tell anybody, but then he let slip that he gropes women.
Don't bring your political.
He can cut
He
it.
already.
Let's get back to
Listen.
this
Listen, I'm gonna say the same thing I'm gonna say to
Okay.
you as I would say to Meryl Streep.
I don't care
He is
about
now
Meryl
your
Streep.
president-elect.
I don't
You
care
fucking
about
just deal with it. You don't have to like him, but you have to have a certain
Can't you
kind of respect
She
for
wasn't
him.
telling people to revolt.
Why do you have to have
You can
respect for him?
protest.
A, and he can still be your president. You can think he's a douchebag.
He-
I
Okay.
respect the office. I don't respect him at all, and I think he's going to.
I think it's
embarrass-
stupid that everybody's run by one guy.
I feel like
I
he's
think
going.
we should have like 8 presidents.
I feel like he's
really.
going to.
You should vote for like 8.
Actually, I'm not sure who's sleazier, him or Mitch McConnell.
Hey!
Hear a case again and
Our
say,
roads have a lot of holes in them. Could you maybe lay off the gays for a minute and take care of infrastructure? Just maybe.
That's not gonna
No.
happen.
nah. And the babies too.
Oh yeah, and then you also put aside the babies. We need to be able to drive.
Nope. One issue voters bringing this country down. Let's get back to this wonderful movie that is the
That
last.
was more entertaining.
Oh my
Exorcism
god! I almost
2.
wish that Hillary Clinton would have won, so I don't have to listen to you two, bitch.
Okay, question on this movie. We get that scene where she's walking around Mardi Gras with her friends, and this is where she starts realizing the demon is coming back, or she's either
She thinks
hallucinating.
first it's the guy in the mask,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden it's the fucking robot streetwalker guy that's like
From-
in that movie
from
Euro
Eurotrip.
Trip. What the fuck is this doing in a horror movie?
Well, it was there solely for the jump scare. 2
Twice.
jump scares.
Didn't she? He just said something like "You've been missed."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she's like, ah. And then she walks away.
and she pays him like an idiot.
Yeah.
So after that, I think it's the nighttime, so they're back home. We get this random bicycle in the street, just with the back wheel just going.
Right, she saw her father at the parade too, and he just disappeared.
Yeah, that's first. This random bicycle though in the street at night, and the back wheel's just clicking as it's going, but the bike's just laying on the ground. Is that an artsy shot? That had nothing to do with this movie.
I don't know.
A lot of things have nothing to do with anything in this. I'm not okay. So
I'm not so sure that.
so
that
this
would-
girl is just like a recluse to society at this point, who may be possessed.
She's
who's trying to get-
She's starting to contort at night in her dreams.
Yeah,
and
her
moaning.
hands moving, and she's like,
I think she's having sex with a demon in her dream or something.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Then show me.
I don't want to see that.
Why don't you
I'll gladly look at her having sex with a demon.
why don't you, for our listeners, what was she doing in the middle of the night?
There is so much moaning and sexual reference, and the dad being like, he's gonna seduce you. Be careful.
I think she also has like a dream of like lesbian sex at one point.
She licks other girls' faces.
Yeah.
We gonna see a titty? No.
Well, it's
No,
PG.
we're not.
It's PG-13. How many kills are in this movie, though? That's what you based
Did
Darkness
anybody?
Falls on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
some people did die. At the end.
Did people die?
At the end.
Did they?
I don't
Everyone
know.
that died in this movie came back as a fucking entity somehow.
There's a mirror fly trick where she's looking in the mirror, she looks down, and a fly comes out of the mirror.
Is that like The Ring?
I don't know what that's supposed
Doesn't
to
The
be.
Ring, there's a fly
Yeah.
that comes out of that movie or
Yeah.
something?
Let's
That
just
movie.
steal that. There we
Fucking
go.
The Ring is stupid.
this is also
Dog scare number 1.
She also starts,
25 minutes in. we have our dog scare, and then she's walking by, going to her job in the hotel, and there's fucking more moaning coming from the hotel. Why are they sexing up this PG-13 movie so much?
Because it's supposed to be an R. And they
But
couldn't
even if it
destroy
was R,
completely.
there's no way that lead girl is gonna get nude. Did they have a random cut of a fucking hotel scene maybe that some bitch just got topless?
It could be that. There was cuts, like I said, there was a cut where she's sleeping and she has a cut of her kissing some girl and it's like that.
This is also
maybe the dreams are longer.
PG-13, so you're going to have a lot of 14, 15, 16-year-olds couples who are going to see this movie and it's so scandalous. There's sexy talk without like nudity.
At 14 I was still like, show me a titty.
She starts getting, she starts hanging out with this boy more and more.
What's his name?
I don't know. He's
If you don't have his
he's
name,
the
I don't
young
hear it.
kid from who played the young son. In,
Ashton Kutcher.
No, absolutely not.
Wasn't he the young kid from the Butterfly Effect?
I don't know. I don't think so. He played the young kid in Gladiator, the nephew.
We don't watch Golden Globe movies around here, Ben. We watch horror movies.
I do. Watched Boyhood the other day.
I did too, like once.
You watched Boyhood?
What?
I said I just watched Boyhood the other day, and you said I did too.
Gladiator.
No, I watched Gladiator once. No, I don't know what Boyhood is, but that sounds like a movie I would never watch.
It's about somebody growing up. They just film him as he grows up.
The film took like 10 and a half, 11 years to make or something. It kind of was. It was alright.
I don't want to watch somebody grow up unless it's
No.
like
I'm
Danielle
cultured.
Harris from 18 to 27
She's pregnant now.
with my baby.
There you go. Congratulations.
I'll be having another child here shortly.
So, this scene where she's, is she at the zoo with her boyfriend? And this is where she says, I've never...
What the fuck is this 5-minute zoo scene and all here? It's
So,
terrible.
This is where she says, I've never had a boyfriend. And then she just goes, I was pregnant once. What?
At least I thought I was.
Yeah.
I told you I was nuts.
And then we
That's
have
how she ends that.
we have
Haunted phone.
we have a Hammurabi, a bad CGI of Hammurabi.
Oh, we forgot that the demon's name is Abalam.
Of course.
Abalam.
Of course.
Abalam. What is this stupid name?
They're all stupid. None of them have good ones.
Some of them are cool, like Anubis and
Belial, is it Belial?
Bilal.
Yeah.
For what?
One of the demons.
Like Bilal Pow. It's not
One of
spelled
the-
the same,
one
but
of
it's
the
like
demons
pronounced
that-
the same, I
I'm
think.
trying to think of the ones that were in Emily Rose.
Oh, you guys watched that one. I did not.
Belial.
You've never
was in
seen The
there.
Exorcism of Emily Rose?
No, I've heard it's good.
Oh
It's decent.
man, can we? It was both in our top 10s. Can
Yeah,
we watch
I know
it first?
it's good.
We're gonna bring that to you soon,
Someday.
very soon.
Yeah.
You still haven't watched the movie I gave you, Blood Diner. That's been 3 months ago.
Oh, no, that's on my shelf. I wondered where I got that.
I don't think you watched the movie I gave you either. Laughs a lot over there.
Sure laughs.
Which one was?
I don't know.
Yeah, what movie
I don't
was
think we
that?
ever figured out what it was.
Listen, when I beat your guys' asses at this contest, we're playing for movies,
All right,
and you
we'll
will
play
watch
for movies.
these movies I give you.
When you cheat.
I didn't cheat.
I believe
didn't
him.
look at any of those.
He's so adamant about not cheating in sports. I believe him.
And if I did cheat, I wouldn't cheat and then play. That wouldn't even be fun. I play because it's fun, competition.
Hell
So, at 34:24, we have another jump scare. This is when the phone just keeps ringing.
Hey,
and
5
ringing.
jump scares.
There's somebody on the other end of the phone who says, "I want to be inside you" or something.
Well, they repeat her voice 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And then
Spank that child. I want to be inside you.
yeah,
Yep.
we get
You got a haunted phone with a baby on the haunted
I'm
phone.
going to bring this up one more time.
What?
I want to be inside you.
Mm-hmm.
whoa.
That's an NC-17 line.
Yeah, you're right. That shouldn't be in there.
Kids today.
I
Unless,
guess it-
unless the kids watch
Oh,
it, like,
no.
inside where?
Although I get like when you listen to like Rocktober Blood and he's like, I want your hot pussy blood all over
Jesus
me.
Christ.
That, but I think that was like
That was an
way
R,
more
that was an R
acceptable
movie, though.
back in the 80s.
Oh,
like, you could say anything you wanted.
could say a lot of stuff.
I just think that because they were cutting stuff, they couldn't cut everything, and they had
They
to
just
leave
left all
something.
the vulgar
I'm wondering
sex
if this
talk,
movie
but
is just a complete fucking disgusting mess.
This
Like
movie,
originally
is.
this
Yeah.
movie is they had at least an hour and a half of shit footage that was going to cost them this much.
You know what? Maybe they were trying to like film it, and they kept getting these ideas, and then they abandoned the project, and they took what they had and put this together.
But they still left room at the end for another sequel. The Last Exorcism Part 3.
I
Absolutely
hate
not.
everything about this movie.
We get
Okay,
more...
she's sleeping, and...
More contorting, sexy dreams.
Yep.
She's sleeping,
No
yeah,
dog
and her
scare.
dad comes in and talks
She's
to her at one point,
moaning,
too.
but then her dad comes into her sexy dream.
Well, yeah, to stop her from having sex with that demon for who knows what reason.
But we're still not convinced, but we're still questioning, is it her boyfriend that's possessed trying
Right,
to
that's what I
seduce
keep
her?
thinking.
Yeah,
Because
and
the next day he's there.
next day she goes for a walk by a fence we've already noticed
Dog.
that has another dog jump fucking scare at you.
This time she yells at it, I guess.
So...
Get it to go away.
And it does. That's fine.
Yeah.
Don't show me.
Is this
Two
supposed to
of
be
the
her?
same
Is this supposed
dog
to be her
jump
like
scares.
changing slowly over time, becoming the demon?
I don't know. There's this night. There's this weird. This is where her.
Maybe, but she doesn't do anything like.
This is a lot of guesswork.
This movie is stupid.
Yeah.
She has a slow progressive demon inside of her, and you don't find out to the very end where these two random people come in with the voodoo lady that stole her hair from the beginning and try to perform a voodoo thing where they put the demon in
I
the
thought-
chicken and
Okay.
what?
Come on.
I
Say
thought
it.
I thought those people at the end were gonna turn into supporters of the demon.
I did too. In fact,
Is that
I
is
had
that this whole movie though?
You know
Like,
what? It must have happened somewhere else because I remember when I was watching it last night. I was like, I remember these guys not being what they seem.
To me, it was because I've been watching the Exorcist TV show, and there's like conspiracies like that
Yeah.
throughout the show, and so I think that's what.
Something's going on.
I think it's why I thought that, but.
So after she gets kissed by this guy in the hallway, she hears some sexing going on in the other room, and
She
all this
giggles like 12 times.
computer animated
Is
cracks
this where she
appear in
listens to the wall and she
Yeah.
becomes part of the wall?
Very
which looks
scary. It's
Stupid.
very scary stuff. Come on.
and then she hand fucks herself again. It's just it's another scene
waiting
after
for
another
her to-
scene.
I-
after
Yeah,
another
it's
scene.
another R-rated scene after R-rated scene.
I was waiting
But-
for her to do that. Her
Yeah,
feeling
it's just
herself
like,
up.
ugh.
She goes to the church.
Not yet.
Oh wait, she wakes up.
The days of being able to, if you wanted to get some sex, you just had to whip some pebbles at the window.
Yeah,
So
but
We're
she's
not
not there.
Chris.
Chris, that must be him. She goes out looking for him and calling his name, and it says, "We're not Chris." And then
A bunch of growls.
Ghost Dad said, "Plug Cosby."
I love candy. When I was a little boy, we would play stickball.
Just find something funny because
not
Ghost
the,
Dad is terrible.
Not the tranquilizer Cosby.
So I get confused
He's
because
my favorite Cosby.
the dad picks up a gun and like slams her against something, and it's gonna shoot her.
Old man jump
Does he
scare.
think like
He died. What
she's
the
not
fuck?
heeding the warning, so he's gonna kill her?
I think he's gonna kill her before they can get to her to get her away from the
God.
demons
The friend hits the dad.
with a shovel, and then her eyes turn black.
Is she possessed?
Black-eyed children.
I guess.
But she's not even real.
No. She.
And the dad's not real.
No.
So how did he
But
go
the girl-
flying across
listen,
the room
the
when he got
dad's
hit?
dead, so okay, I can see him coming in as something. But this girl is a real girl that she's envisioning as this demon that smacks him over the head before she's a
Are
demon.
the demons possessing the girls?
Can you club a ghost with a shovel to where the ghost goes flying across the room?
If it's not
What
taking
the
place.
fuck?
That's what. Yeah, if it's not taking place in reality, yeah, but we don't know if it is or not.
Yeah, you. Look,
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
it's all over my nose.
Yeah,
What
same.
the fuck?
Nothing makes sense in this movie.
Yep.
Nothing
What the
makes
fuck
any
everywhere.
sense of what's going on.
Uh,
It should be a movie about possession, but it's really not. There's so many other things
I don't
going
know
on
what
in
it's
this
about.
movie.
I don't get it.
So she wakes up the next morning after this whole thing. Oh, the
This was-
halfway house guy comes down and says, "What are you doing?" And then he goes into this room where all this took place, and it's fine. No one's in there.
Is it the YouTube scene? It's
Okay,
coming
it's
up.
coming.
That's
soon,
the next
isn't
morning.
it?
She
First-
wakes up.
Okay.
The electric was off. Why?
She has sex again with the demon floats above the bed.
Is this when she contorts and it looks
Yeah.
like she's on a string? And I'm
Yeah.
like, why would you show this?
So,
There's no reason for it.
Why the next morning do we get we get the clock blinking 12 as if the electric was off? What's that have to do with anything?
Maybe she overslept.
I thought she was gonna lose her job because she
Yeah.
overslept.
And then maybe that was it.
Yeah, I think it was to show that this guy cares about her because he was like, I told him that you were running an errand for me. That's why you're late.
That was earlier.
That was Chris. No, that was this one.
That wasn't when she wakes up, because she goes downstairs.
When
sees,
she's
sees
running
her,
late to go to her job.
Well, next is the YouTube part.
Yeah, she goes downstairs.
I don't think that scene's yet.
We
I
also
think
have
that's later
a
on.
picture scare. A
I have it
bang
right
crash
here.
picture scare.
I have it right here.
Symbols.
Where?
Wake up late, electric off. Girls are watching video of girl possessed.
Yeah,
I didn't know her name.
She's
so I just
not
kept
late
calling
for her
girl.
job though until later.
No, but I was in my head thinking she was going to lose her job because the electric went off and she slept in. But she wakes up and the other girls in the halfway house are watching YouTube video.
On the way down the stairs, she knocks over a picture that crashes and scares you, and it's got a symbol on it.
Is that what my wall scare is?
Yeah.
Number
Yeah.
7.
Picture
So-
scare.
The girl, the blonde curly girl, the bleach blonde curly girl.
That girl's got a demon in her.
So she had befriended her, and then this night before this dream, I guess, she gets possessed. The next morning, she's watching YouTube videos of Nell possessed, and she gives her that extra little look.
Blair,
like,
is this girl bad?
because I'm like, well, how
I
would
think
they...
the demon is using this girl to do things.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
So the
Is
demon,
the demon inside Nell though?
it's just possessing
It's trying to
her
get
for the
inside
time
now,
being.
and
Is it
uses
already
other
inside
people.
now?
No.
No.
Well, parts of it are.
It's in the other
According
girl.
to the two people at the
Listen to
end.
what you said. There are certain parts of the demon inside of Nell, and she's using the blonde-haired girl to get more parts of the demon in Nell to become fully possessed, so she can throw a dude out a window.
You know,
later.
actually, I'm starting to get parts of this. The doctor is trying to convince her that what happened isn't real, and if she's convinced that it isn't real, then she won't allow the demon to get in her. But by controlling the blonde girl and reminding her through the YouTube video that what happened
it
did
did
actually
happen.
happen, she'll remember the demon and be more apt to letting it in. You know what, though? They didn't explain that. I did. Just now. That's it.
Because of something we said.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I'm raising my hand.
Yes, Ben.
The blonde girl who
Ben.
was possessed the night
Ben.
before.
Straight up, buddy. Don't flail it around.
Yeah,
I'll flail
don't do
around.
any of this either.
So, the blonde girl who is being possessed when the demon feels convenient.
Mm.
To remind Nell, isn't the blonde girl better looking than Nell?
Yes.
Okay, the demon we find out later is, quote, in love with Nell.
Mhm.
Is that this is a new direction of demon possession? Because we never, in possession movies, you never really...
It's usually the demon trying to, like, mock God by destroying one of his followers. And
Why
people around him are worried about it. That's usually what Exorcist movies are about.
I guess, but what I'm saying is this movie supposed to be, like, this amazing new look
Demons
at
in
demon
love.
possession because the demon's in love?
I think they're just trying to tell Nell what she wants to hear.
I think this is a ripoff of things like...
This is a ripoff of lots of
This
things.
is a repercussion of Twilight, where, like, instead of the vampire just wanting to kill people, the vampire has feelings and the vampire loves. So, like...
I just think the demon wants a human body and is convincing Nell because
Alright, I
Nell
just
is
would have went for the...
backwoods and backwards and needs to be in love. So the demon's like, I love you, see? Then let me in you and burn things.
Let me in your vagina
Let me in
so
your
we can have
vagina
a
and
baby
we'll burn
together.
things. We'll have another baby.
Alright, I just would have went for the blonde girl.
I'll
rather
give
than
you
Nell.
CGI firepower later if you let me have sex with you. Which he does.
Yeah?
And she does.
Yep.
She sees the girl watching the YouTube video, and then she leaves and goes to the church.
Let's
and
not
starts,
forget that famous line.
She starts...
That girl's got a demon in her!
Oh, yeah. She goes to church and starts praying for help, and the pastor comes out. Pervy pastor comes out.
He rubs her leg a little bit. And
Well-
maybe her hand, and
Yeah.
he's not like licking her ear or anything.
He's not Trump
Yeah.
pervy. He's just pervy.
But he says things like let him in and stuff like that. Yeah.
So this pastor is now possessed?
What is it?
What is it, boy?
What is it?
There's a car in the driveway.
Oh.
It's your wife and kid.
Oh, okay.
I just watched the Seinfeld where Kramer has the cough, and he starts taking dog medicine. Jerry's like, you wanna go for a ride, boy? That's why I was like, what is it, boy?
Oh my god, Seinfeld's so good.
Sorry, I'm revisiting Seinfeld, people. Good shit.
You can.
I'm
You
watching
didn't watch
it-
Seinfeld that much, did you? Because you don't look like.
But I'm watching it last season
Seinfeld.
first, second to last season.
You're going
next.
backwards.
I'm going backwards. And it's awesome.
What season did Susan die?
I think that's the 7th season. I'm on the 8th season right now. And I just watched the
The Van Buren, yeah.
the Van Buren boys. Because Kramer's holding the salt shaker.
He
And
was
he's
the
showing
president.
he's
That's
flashing
sign
the
for gang.
Van Buren boys gang
Oh.
sign. Because Van Buren was the 8th president. So
That show's so good.
So
I
good.
love when George plays the bubble boy and the card.
I think
It's not the Moors. It says the Moops on it, even though the Moors were
Moops. George is a douche.
George is great.
I also
though.
just watched one where he had the cockfighting. Little Jerry Seinfeld.
Little Jerry.
Little Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, Jerry Kramer.
Let's get back to this shit and finish it up.
We still have a game to do at least.
We get she leaves the pastor. She goes out in the street and some fat guy recognized her.
We also have Birdemic outside the church.
Oh, yeah, as
yeah.
it's going on, they're hitting the glass windows, stained glass windows.
She's
Birds.
recognized on the street, and this 40-year-old white man wants to get his picture taken with her.
Yeah, he's like, you're that girl that's possessed. I want a picture.
So he gets it and like it's all distorted.
His
then he
face
wants
is
another
distorted.
one.
She's like,
Fuck off.
go away. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
the
starting
big-
to become the demon.
The big scene where she gets angry, and he starts walking back. He drops in the
Over
street, starts
dead,
having a heart
or having
attack,
a seizure,
convulsing,
yeah.
spitting up crap, and for
Is this demon around her all the time, like following her, like right on her ass? And does the demon attack him?
wasn't somebody else convulsing earlier in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the girl that contorted on the bed that she saw. That died.
What
Oh, by
happened
the
to
way,
her? They took
nobody-
her away. I thought that
I
was
think
a
she
dream.
died.
Everybody just went back to having a normal life.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have been a dream. God knows what the fuck is going on in this movie.
So, at first, nobody's helping this man, and I'm like, really? People are just walking past, like, without... But then a couple of people do help him, and she runs away, right? Am I right?
Yeah, she runs to the voodoo lady.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
this is where
street,
the
just in
voodoo
the
lady
street.
gets introduced.
She gives us exposition about the demon's background here. She's like, I cut your hair, and I checked, and that motherfucker's after you.
Yeah, this is where he says, that demon's in love. It's like, oh my god.
She's like, we're gonna get you a good spirit. And I'm like,
Here's
what
cut-
is going on?
Cut to a seance where she's tied down to a table, and I'm like, is this smart? You don't
Whoa,
know
whoa, whoa,
these
whoa, whoa.
people.
Right now,
No,
the
no, we're
sage
not
thing
there yet.
happens,
Yeah,
she
we're-
gets slapped around.
She's doing it, and then there's
I
knives.
started
She
cutting
puts knives at the voodoo woman.
I
Yeah.
started cutting sections out of this movie.
Oh, you're missing the best parts.
What?
Yeah, the voodoo lady tried her own seance with this girl.
That's cute. The demon loves her.
Yeah.
She goes to call those people, and it says something like Chris must have been on the phone. And
The
she's like,
order
"Who's
of the
Chris?"
right hand.
Yes. She says, "Who's Chris?" And she runs to his house. His TV's on, and
It loves you so
he's
much.
sitting in bed.
yeah, terrible cut.
It loves you so much. It can love you more than I can love you.
If I were her, just like, okay, bye, I gotta go. I can't stick around.
Don't you ever say this. It's as good as Darkness Falls. It's not. Or as bad. Darkness Falls is not as bad as this.
Not good.
This is.
Darkness Falls wasn't good.
So she
No.
covers herself in blood and then goes back to the voodoo lady's house and takes some devil's root. And these two guys show up.
Is this where the wait? I have these burnt markings, these signs
They're
start showing
everywhere.
up all over
Yeah,
town.
all over
on the
town.
sides
There's a big
of
sculpture.
on
Yeah.
the sides of business
It's a
walls.
demon just following her around. It has to be, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, demon stuff, so I'm not going to say anything to this.
I also have this is 2013. Who still has a box television?
People like these people.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what it's like. in the
Boyfriend
South
possessed,
either.
killed. She goes after her boyfriend.
She's taking devil's root, and the two right-hand guys show up.
What is
With
this
a
order
chicken.
called? I just have some order of quote good.
The
I
right
tried
hand
to-
order. Order of the right hand.
I think it's just some guys who want something to
Something.
do on Tuesday nights because they literally do nothing. They
They chant
nothing.
ridiculous
They hook her up-
words.
They
put her on an IV.
They hook her up to a heart monitor where you can watch if she flatlines or not.
Yeah.
Type machine, and they try to perform an exorcism.
They're gonna put in a chicken.
They're going to put in a chicken, and then they're going to slaughter the chicken
Oh, shit, I
after
didn't
the
even
spirit
get that.
gets in it.
Yeah,
Well,
Can you plug Joe Boo from...
I was gonna.
Ayúdame en este momento para que me des el poder para conquistar el cuerpo. Te daré mi devoción para siempre poderoso.
Major League. I
I'm
know.
gonna plug Weekend at Bernie's
Plug
too, but-
everything related to voodoo right now.
Major League has a bunch of. We should have got a live chicken.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes brings like that box of KFC. Or no, Tom Berenger's
Tom
like, or
Berenger.
that KFC or something like that.
So is this the second last exorcism? Is that what this is?
No, this is the... This is the last one, I think.
The last second? Okay, so they write Croatoa on her stomach, which means nothing.
I thought it said Croatia. I was like,
Croatia.
well, I don't know what that
I
is.
thought it said Croton.
It's
The lost civilization, the lost colony.
Did they put the N on the end?
I don't
No.
know.
It
was
doesn't
a
matter.
vowel, because I thought it was Croatia.
So all three of us got something different out of that.
Yeah.
The demon is wearing a black hoodie.
Yeah, and a big white mask.
Did somebody say something about their diddle hole?
I don't remember. Possibility.
I don't know.
In this movie,
She
anything's
sees Chris.
possible.
She starts touching herself.
Well, her dad comes in. She's on this
My
table.
diddle hole. I'm not being obtuse.
What?
You're way behind. You're way behind. I remember obtuse, and that's way behind. We're at the Exorcism.
She's 17. That's the dad calling somebody, right?
She
In the
looks
first one.
24 at least.
Yeah.
25.
No, it is the owner of the halfway house. He's talking on the thing,
That's
and he
later,
says
yeah.
something about, oh, it's later?
She's 17 and she might need medical attention.
Yeah, he says something about my diddle hole, and he's not being, I don't know what, I thought he said my diddle hole. And I'm like, what the fuck is a diddle hole?
That'd be, if I find that sentence, it was my diddle hole and I'm not being obtuse, I'm putting that in there. If that exists.
Whatever that clip is, just put it in
Yeah.
and see what it really says.
Okay, so these doctors are trying this exorcism where they put salt water that's been blessed into an IV, and they put salt all over the floor, and they start. Did you write down this chant?
No.
You said you did.
Let me see what I have here.
It's a bunch of Z words like zoodle and zippo and.
5. They were going, it looked like they were going through the alphabet, and I have Domo Origato Mr. Roboto during the chant. No, you're right. They're just chanting words
They're not-
that are not real.
Yeah, they're like zippa zoop zabazoo.
And that's what I have. Domo Origato.
And then they just whip out morphine, and you know what? I don't think they were even going to try at any
I
point.
think they were going to put her down.
They were gonna kill her.
Do you think the voodoo woman just saw evil in her and she's like,
Yeah.
I need to take this person down?
That's another thing where I was like, do you trust these people? Immediately you're tied down on a table with these people and you're,
No good
deciding
can come
your
of this.
fate. And I'm like, are they just going to kill her because they think like she's uncurable?
I'm gonna go pee now.
All
I'm
right.
just gonna say
Listeners.
I hate the CGI fire, and I will give my review when I get back, and it's not gonna be good.
Do you want us to be done with this by the time you get back?
You don't have to be, but I don't think there's a. Oh! There's a guy that flies out a window, and it looks fucking stupid. Because she's in the basement! She's in the basement!
Yeah, why would they do this on the top floor?
I have no idea. I thought they did. I think they were on the top floor because they shut that door.
I don't know.
It literally looks like a comedy, like if they threw a dummy out a window in a comedy when this guy goes flying out the window. But yeah, this doesn't work, so they try to put morphine in her, and all these ghosts keep telling her,
Well,
don't let them.
the black hoodie demon with the mask on is coming for her. Her dad shows up at one point. Her dead boyfriend shows up at one point, and
Yeah.
then the mask gets taken off, and it's her doppelganger, and basically telling her everything's
Doppelganger.
gonna be all right.
Mm.
Just accept it. So she does.
Yeah, she's just like,
She lets
"Love
the
you,
demon. She lets the demon in, and we get a immediate cut to the outside on the street, looking at this house.
This is what, it was like
And-
comedic.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of grunting, which we're supposed to believe is the demon.
Yeah.
And the one guy who is trying to perform the exorcism goes flying out the top room window.
Yeah. We are stomping, which
Yeah.
means that she's probably possessed by this thing, and
Well, that would make sense. She's stomping upstairs to throw him out.
Yeah.
Why this is the kill method for this guy with this demon, I don't know. But then she... Is this where the bad CGI fire is?
no, because she goes back to the boarding house.
She goes back to the halfway house. He gets a new phone, and how many interruptions today, folks? Unknown name.
From Copenhagen, New York. Like, I
Oh,
know
you're
anyone
getting
from New
spam
York.
already.
No shit. I get a new stupid phone, and I get fucking stupid.
You have to leave this in. I just said
Yeah.
he gets a brand new phone. We've been interrupted twice.
Was there another one?
No, earlier you got the boop, that text message
okay.
where you didn't silence your phone.
I'm sorry.
So she goes back to the halfway house. The head guy.
He sees her.
Yeah.
Says something about his diddle hole. Sees her sitting on a table. And she's covered in blood, and he's like, "Oh, good, I've been looking all over for you." Like, not surprised, not worried.
She licks her friend at one point.
Oh yeah, she goes upstairs and licks her friend first. Then comes down, and he starts bleeding without anything touching him. And then
More
he just,
flies show up, right?
Yeah, I think so.
CGI flies?
Yeah, I think there's a ton of CGI flies. I have that written in here, so.
The house just starts burning?
Yeah, a little
There's-
CGI fire goes up the
There's
stairs.
a line. A CGI line of fire that travels
Do you
from
think
the
they
basement.
cut her spreading, like, gasoline or something?
Probably.
No, I
Because
think
it was
she's
going-
doing this with her demon ways.
But
and
it
it's
looked
just
like
going up the stairs.
It just looked like a flammable line, like she was taking lighter fluid or
And these
something.
women are screaming upstairs. Don't just go out the window.
No, they all burned to
They
death.
all
I
burn, I
guess.
guess.
Yeah, I guess
Did
so.
you talk about the guy flying out the window and she was
Yeah.
in the basement? Like, immediately she touches her...
He said
Did
we
you
heard
talk about the big reveal?
John?
The guy behind the mask was her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doppelganger.
I don't know.
John
That's
said
what I was saying about the Sting thing. That's why I brought that up.
John said there was stomping, so I was like, is that the demon stomping his way
You
up
can
the
hear him
stairs
stomping
to
around.
throw the guy out the top
Oh,
window?
what
It literally, though, she touched her own hand. You see a pan of a model house.
It's
And
so
then all of a
funny.
sudden, a dude flies
did
out the
look-
top window.
it
Like
did
a
look-
second later, like that demon made some quick time by getting upstairs.
It did look very model.
Uh-oh. There's Carl Malone. When a mailman coming here.
Jesus. So
The end of this is what leaves you with this sour, awful
she's
taste
stealing
in
the
your
Doc
mouth.
Martens off this girl.
Oh, she had those in part 1. She got them from the lady who.
Were
came
they
to the
Docs?
house. Yes.
Yeah, of course. Doc Martens. Alright, wrap this shit up.
Alright, she drives down the road and there's computer animated fire I'm
Everywhere.
interrupting.
CGI fire
Jesus
everywhere.
Christ, people.
I'm not gonna. How do I hold it down here until it's done?
Hit the button on top. Silence it.
And it'll go to voicemail?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't want to call him back again.
So we get the shot of her leaving the halfway house as it's burning, and there's screams heard. We get a shot of the Doc Martens, and she just backs out of the driveway.
And we hear
backs
some
away.
fart rock again.
Yeah.
As,
And she drives by cars and they start like
Lighting
catching
on
on fire, but it's clearly
I must-
CGI fire.
I
And
must
it
shut-
looks horrible.
Must shut that off because I don't remember cars blowing up.
Oh, you missed the driving,
yeah,
the
yeah,
ending
yeah.
scene
She
there.
was driving by and everything she drove by caught on fire
Including
in a
the
CGI,
fire truck.
a CGI fashion, which looks fucking awful.
All right, John. This
On-
is your pick.
On the bad scale, I'm gonna give this probably a 10.
What's happening out there?
It's either the cat or Garrett's pulling on that.
Garrett.
Garrett.
Unless
That's
your
right.
cat learned to speak English.
On the bad scale, I give this a 10.
Yeah.
There's nothing good to say. I don't like it at all. It's not cohesive. I kind of figured out what they were saying now that I've sat down and talked about it after seeing it twice, and it's not an important enough movie that you should have to go back. So,
I shouldn't have to think this hard.
poorly written, sort of poorly acted, I guess. Everybody just kind of did their job, which, it was boring.
I mean, Nell was okay, but
Yeah.
everything else about this movie was so bad that
I've
her
seen
performance
heaping-
would have got lost in anything.
I've seen heaping praise about the girl who plays her before, and I don't know.
Really?
It seems really unwarranted.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Silence your phones, people.
Just call me Hollywood.
You get a new phone, you get all kind of new attention. What's going on here?
So for a score, like a regular score,
score?
I'm gonna give it I think a 0.
Yeah.
I think it's not. Stay away.
There's no redeeming qualities
No,
about this
if
movie.
you see the first one, stop. Just stop. All right, Cobra's very busy, so Ben.
Yeah, on the badness scale, I give it a 10 out of 10. And like John, on a regular scale, I'd give it a 0. There's not really anything redeeming about this. There's no character development.
Did you give it a 10 on the bad scale?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back.
There's nothing redeeming about this. It's just utter crap. I guess the only positive thing you could even remotely get out of it is some of the streets of New Orleans look nice. I'm still saying that she was in New Orleans.
If that's where she really was. Or Georgia.
Yeah, there's absolutely no character build in this at all. No one's likable. The boyfriend, I don't even know what you were supposed to feel about his character.
People come
He
and go
wasn't,
for no
yeah,
reason.
they come and go so fast that you can't latch on to somebody. I'm not convinced. God, I'm not convinced that this wasn't all in her mind.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but I mean, who knows?
I don't. That's nothing to shoot for, people with production in this movie.
Just use your imagination.
your new takes of I almost said zombie possession, but demonic possession. It's not good. Like a demon in love. Okay.
Why?
I don't know. There's way too many jump scares. I stopped counting after 8 at the 34-24 mark of this movie.
Is this on par with Woman in Black and jump scares?
This is worse than Woman in Black.
Yeah.
Woman in Black.
I mean, just with the jump scares, the sheer number.
Oh.
I just feel that's a sign.
Yeah, it's close. I bet.
That's a sign of everything weak. Is we'll just put jump scares in, make it PG-13 because 15-year-olds will jump at anything.
Yeah, there's no story.
I have no idea what the history of this is. John was talking about this was R, then it was PG-13. I don't know how much was cut. It's awful.
I can't imagine.
Sadly, I blame you for movies like this because you used to go see these things.
I saw everything from The Cave to every remake, Nightmare on Elm Street. I saw everything that came out for a long period of time. Darkness Falls, I saw.
I did too, and it was good.
Ugh.
We'll get there. I'm still ranting.
Boogeyman is way worse than Darkness Falls, and Boogeyman is still better than this.
Yep.
There are also, you would get these 12-second snippets of like some, decent like blues New Orleans music, but not enough to do anything. There wasn't enough of that. It ranks up there with Dead Silence, Darkness Falls, Ouija.
Ouija.
Things like that. I mean, it's just utter
Dead
crap.
Silence and Darkness Falls had a plot and a through line, and stuff happened in it. This, nothing made sense.
But
nothing made sense with
tied together.
No.
Nothing.
It's utter crap, and stay far, far away.
All right, Cobra?
Every time that you say that Darkness Falls is as bad as this, I want to punch you because it is not even close to this bad. This is a 10 on the scale of bad. It is everything bad in horror movies put together in an hour and a half of bad. Yeah. On a regular scale, it's a 0.
We all
Shockma is better than this. That 0 was. This is worse than. This is a negative 0.5.
You know the difference between this and Shockma is Shockma probably cost about $1 million, maybe less.
And this cost how much?
$5 million.
$5 million. And yet made a profit because
released.
Stupid people went to see it after they saw the original, probably.
Well, honestly, the original is so. It's not good, but it's so much different and much more cohesive and better thought out. Than this, it's not even close. It's not even the same realm.
Like you get an ending in the first 5 minutes of the movie where she's found.
Mm-hmm.
It's an ending to a movie.
Yep.
And then she's in a psych ward for 45 minutes where she's normal and she has a love interest of Chris. And then the voodoo woman that you meet at the beginning of the movie, she goes and talks to all of a sudden. I don't know why. But all of a sudden they're gonna do voodoo ritual to get
They're just gonna kill her is what they're gonna do.
Demon out, and the demon's too strong, so they morphine her. And the whole time she's talking to her dead dad.
Who is he, dead or not? We don't know.
Is he? I don't know what happened in the first one. Did he die in the fire or not?
Everyone did. So when he's showing up doing physical things,
and he physically tries to axe her later before she gets shoveled by her friend who could be possessed by the demon. I don't know what's going on in this movie, but it's jump scare after jump scare of nonsense. It's not shot particularly well. The writing's horrible. The directing, horrible. Everything about this movie was horrible. It was worse than Shockma. It's just awful. This movie was just awful.
Yeah, every time we think we get to the bottom of the barrel.
And I hate you.
Hey, I did my job
for making me watch this.
We were supposed to pick bad ones, and this is the worst
This is
one.
bad on a new level of bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what could top this yet. I'm sure I don't know, Boogeyman.
Boogeyman's
was
terrible.
Really bad.
But I feel like at least before all this shaky cam stuff, like something happened.
What about Bye Bye Man? Do you think Bye Bye Man?
I think Bye Bye Man's gonna be absolutely horrible. Horrible. I'm waiting for all the reboots and the remakes this year. Maybe we'll check some new movies out this year and get back to.
Maybe.
We have never done that really. All gone and watched a movie.
We've tried and it never works. We were gonna go see Paranormal Activity 6 or 7 and we never did.
I couldn't go see that movie just on principle alone.
Alright, if you want to get a hold of us, facebook.com/horrorcasting, horrorcastings@gmail.com, and we're on Twitter @horrorcasting. So remember to get those, you have like a week left.
Best remakes in.
Get those best remakes requests in. Alright.
Thrill me.